Hey everybody, welcome to the Science of Golf Performance. My name is Tyler and I'm going to talk to you here today a little bit about some off-season training. I'm actually going to go over my ultimate guide to golf fitness. Now, for complete purposes of the rest of this video, I'm going to redefine golf fitness as golf performance because I really feel like fitness kind of gives golfers the wrong connotation when you start talking about this type of stuff. So for the better half of this video, let's now refer to golf fitness as golf performance, because performance, you're training for something. You're training for a specific goal, a specific outcome. And in everyone's case, you're training to lower your handicap, shoot a lower score. So going into the off season, you're going to be spending a lot more time in the gym, a lot less time out on the course. Hey, what exactly do you need to be looking for, or what exactly do you need to be doing while you're in the gym? And I'm here to help make you change it into less of a guessing game and more of give you a really good idea of exactly what you should be doing when you're making your way to the gym this off season. So I have three specific areas or three specific factors that you should be taking into account when you start to organize your training, or when you start to think about what should your workouts be including. The first one would be mobility. Okay? Ultimately, what mobility is it's making sure that you have a free range of motion through the four primary rotational centers among your body. Now, what we found here at Par for Success is these four rotational centers are the most important when it comes to the golf swing. So, for example, if you have a limitation in maybe your shoulder external rotation, you can't rotate your forearm past your spine angle, and then that needs to be addressed in your off-season training program. Or maybe it's a very, very, very common one is your hip internal rotation. And maybe you can't internally rotate through your hips to 45 degrees. If you have any sort of limitation right here, that's the first area in your off-season training program that you need to address. You really need to iron out those movement patterns. After that, then, your mobility is only going to last so long with rolling on a foam roller or digging in with a lacrosse ball. You have to start building strength in your movements. Okay, so I have three key areas that you need to focus on when you start talking about strength building. The first one is you need to be targeting multi-joint exercises. Here at Par for Success, we don't do anything that's called specific isolation. Okay? We do squats, we do bench press, we do deadlifts. All of them are multi-joints. Just as the golf swing is complex and it's involving multi-joints and a rotational movement all at once, the training that we do involves multi-joints in one specific movement as well. The second is free weights. Okay? Again, start talking about the golf swing. Okay? Never are you supported in the golf swing. The only support you have are your 2 feet on the ground. So the next two points that I'm going to make go hand in hand just in that. Okay? Never are we supported using machines. Here when we train at Par for Success, we're always using free weights so that way you add the stability component, very similar to the golf swing, as well as your ground-based. So you're trying to find a way to create force by pushing through the ground. A really great example of that would be a squat exercise. The bars on your back or the weights in front of your chest, the only thing that's holding you or giving you support are your 2 feet on the ground. Very similar to as it is in the golf swing. So just to recap real quick, first you have to check your movement patterns, see where you have any limitations. After that, you start getting into your three main areas or your three main facets of strength development. After that, then you're probably wondering, now, how do I increase my club head speed? Ultimately, off-season training, what's your number one goal? Swing the club faster, lower your scores, bring that handicap down. Right here, that's where that comes from. This is your bread and butter. This is your bread and butter, is your power development. Okay, now, the equation for power is force times velocity. Okay, you get your force development from right here, from your heavy strength training. Okay, what we're specifically going to target in your power development is an increased velocity. Okay, which is why these three key areas are what going to give you a higher velocity when it comes to power development. The first one, you need to be doing low loads. Okay, at Par for Success, we do a lot of medicine ball throws, a lot of rotational training, as well as a lot of jumping. And that's because we can manipulate that by bringing the load down. We're not giving anybody a 25-pound medicine ball and telling them to rotate and slam it at the wall. We train with medicine balls that are 10 pounds or lighter. The other is low volume. So the energy system that runs your power development, it fatigues really fast. So if you're doing sets of 10, 12 reps and you're training power, you're wrong. You should be training low volume because you want to make sure that you're able to recover your energy system and you're not fatiguing your energy system in power development. And then the last one is obviously high speeds. That the low loads and the high speeds go hand in hand. For example, if you're doing a rotational medicine ball throw, you want to be doing a low load so fast that you're moving it with maximum intent and as fast as speed as possible. Now, taking everything back and going back to mobility, you're training all of this with specific movements to the golf swing. Let's talk specifically in power. You're training a rotational movement, you're training vertical power, and you're training lateral power. You should be training at least one of each of these each time you make your way into the gym. So just to kind of recap once again, it's not necessarily golf fitness, it's golf performance, because these three areas are going to give you an end goal, which would be a higher or faster club head speed, which would lower your golf scores. Okay? And then you want to make sure that you iron out your movements, build strength in the movement, and then create speed in that movement as well. So I hope you found this resourceful and useful. If you did, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the next episode.